Howdy. Today, we will be taking a look at Magic Square Night Tracer. And, you know, the more I look at him, the more I think he kinda looks like Onslaught from Transformers Generation 1. But that's probably just a coincidence. This figure comes with one combiner chest plate and one blaster. In his robot mode, straight out the gate, Magic Square knocks it out again with the amazing articulation on this figure. I don't think I've ever seen any other figure be able to get into this deep of a squatting pose, besides maybe the other Magic Square figures. The only thing taking away from this being a full squat is the fact that it doesn't have ankle articulation forward and backward. Now, you might be able to cheat that a little bit by unplugging the toes and angling them a little bit, but just the fact that you can get this figure hunched over this far is really impressive. I mean, again, the articulation on these Magic Square figures so far has been practically unprecedented, and they're really kind of changing the game. At least I hope they're changing the game for the better, because if more companies started releasing figures that were this articulated, I think the space would really start to improve and really kind of innovate on articulation rather quickly. Now, another thing is the paint. 1, 2, 3, back at it again with amazing paint on this figure compared to both Magic Square's Heavy Gunner and Magic Square Munitioner. I mean, again, my only gripe with it is that it's not metallic paint. If they used metallic paint, I really think this figure would be absolutely perfect. Here's how Magic Square Night Tracer scales with Deluxe Class Deep Cover, Voyager Class Sweep, and Leader Class Grimlock. Here's how Magic Square Night Tracer scales with Fans Toys Variator, Fans Toys Jive, X-Transbots Gravestone, and Fans Toys Road King. Here's how Magic Square Night Tracer scales with Magic Square Heavy Gunner and Magic Square Munitioner. In his vehicle mode, Magic Square Night Tracer is a flatbed artillery truck? I don't know, it's big, long truck with big guns on it. That's good enough for me. In his vehicle mode, Night Tracer is impressively sturdy. Like, you might think stretching out this figure into one long brick with 10 wheels on it would not work terribly well. You know, typically the longer you make a transforming action figure that you still expect to roll, the more difficult it is for it to make contact with the ground with all of the wheels. Now, granted, he's a little bit long for my turntable here, but if you set him on flat ground, he does in fact make contact with all 10 wheels, which is really impressive. Another thing that's really impressive is this transformation. It's not hateful. We're back again with this kind of super panel-y Magic Square transformation, so the figure's legs just kind of unfold into the majority of the length of the vehicle, but you can see that it's pretty impressive. Also, pad-printed paint on the hood of the vehicle. I think this is the first time we've ever seen this on a Magic Square figure, and I think the application is pretty well done. You can definitely tell there's no overcoat on it, perhaps. You can definitely feel the difference in texture between the regular painted surface and the pad printed paint. That is the black camouflage on the top of the hood, but it seems to be holding up relatively well, and I think it definitely adds to this vehicle mode, which is largely just a long blue brick with accents of green here and there. Here's how Magic Square Night Tracer scales with Deluxe Class Deep Cover, Voyager Class Artfire, and Leader Class Laser Optimus Prime. Here's how Magic Square Night Tracer scales with Fans Toys Parkour, Fans Toys Jive, and Fans Toys Right. Here's how Magic Square Night Tracer scales with Magic Square Munitioner and Magic Square Heavy Gunner. I hope you've enjoyed this brief look at Magic Square Night Tracer. I got this figure directly from Magic Square at magicsquaretoys.com. If there are any other figures you'd like me to take a look at next, leave a comment down below. And as always, I'm Leo, reminding you that plastic toys don't belong in plastic prisons. See you next time.